Welcome to Shambhavi Spectrum. And today, my guest, all the way from India, is Mr. Roshan Mansukhani. And thank you, Mr. Roshan, for being here. And the great thing about him is that he is into music, and music has some meaning or the other for everybody in life. I'm going to request Mr. Roshan to tell us something about his company, his background, why he started. Please tell us a little bit about it, Mr. Roshan.
Good afternoon, in fact, from Mumbai City, and it's a real pleasure to be here. Uh, how my journey begun in this field was like 8.5 years ago. I'm from a background of an event management company of my own, and there comes a time in life after a while that हम सोचते हैं कि बहुत हो गया. You've been there, done that. अब क्या? But that up kya was not there. What was it that people were living a false life? बोलते हैं ना दुगली जिंदगी. And that is when I said, I'm not here for it. Because as I was into counseling as a friend, I made that my full time because I wanted to dedicate myself to the youngsters today because I was noticing our shoe culture getting into chappal culture. That was the takeoff point for me. And me being into music for over 35 years, I said, yes, why don't I, do something for the society, share 1% of my talent, if maybe. So I started because everybody go through ups and downs of life. Even I went through my lulls. I experimented this on myself of how music can uplift my moods. Now, as we already know, music is very good and all those big jargons and words. Fair enough, we all know it. But there's a structure to it. There are limitations to what you hear, when you hear, and how you hear it. There's something called feeling the music instead of hearing the music. You need to feel it. And how can you feel music? Is when you are on a thought process. So I started creating structures. So when I started music as a therapy, because it uplifted my mood, it got me into that firefighting mode after that. At the same time, making me realize that it is not a rat race. Life is simple. Let's not complicate it. So take baby steps. And that's when I started.
So let me just take you a couple of steps back and ask you that what was your background? You said you were into event marketing, right? Even when we were speaking before this, you were into events. So what was your background actually, and how many years did you work there, and what kind of an educational background, or what was the background at home? आप छोटे थे तो कैसा था, मतलब घर पे क्या माहौल था? What was it which kind of made you what you are today? Because we definitely evolved from our past. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Okay, I was born in Lagos, Nigeria. And ever since we migrated to Mumbai, I had lost my dad.
I see.
And post my college, which was in HR, that is Mumbai, I went off to West Indies to work. I was in Jamaica. And 7 days a week when you put in, because working was like fun for me, So when I came down, it was 96. And that's when I started off my event management company. I was always a stage guy. I took it ahead. It was basically a line started for my wife for birthday parties.
Okay.
And then I realized that even I wanted it. It was fun because that age is such glamorous, and not only the glamour, because I was already into music. So, then I branched out into corporates.
Okay.
And eventually, as and how it progressed, I got into trainings on stress management.
Okay.
I'm talking at least 15 years ago.
15 years now, whereas it is more popular now in terms of stress management and
because
things
it's been because it's been marketed now.
Yes.
I was just trying to talk reality that time.
And maybe also that the stress levels have also gone up and the competitiveness has also become way more. Everybody is always trying to prove a point to somebody else rather than to yourself, so I think that also played a role. So again, tell me, Lagos Jamaica, that seems to, West Indies seems to have been more a home than India. So how did you actually transition, or which part of music helped you transition to India?
Okay. When I was in Jamaica also, I was very clear, apna desh hai. Okay. And of course, I have my family here. And the emotions what we Indians share, दुनिया में कहाँ नहीं मिलेगा.
Right.
I'm being very honest about it.
Right.
And more so, when you're talking about the music, so I even talk on music around the world. Of course, it's not humanly possible to have a knowledge of all the music.
True.
It's so vast. Let me give you a very simple example. How does this music therapy help you? Now, let me forward it a bit. As we just speak or spoke, if you remove the words or the lyrics or whatever you call them, what do you get? Sound? हम बात कर रहे हैं, तो अभी हमने words निकाल दिए, sound है. What is sound? Sound is music. So why can't we let our own body heal itself? The modulation that we have. Anger is a part of modulation also. जब we get angry. So I used this as a tool. Now, when you're talking about something of music of different parts of the world, there's a lot to venture out to explore, because solutions are there. We just need to explore them. And when I create that structure and we give you a thought process, we relate music to those thoughts. And that is when options come out and you find your solution.
So let us say a day begins and it's the morning, and as an entrepreneur, as a person who is into holistic healing, how does it start for you, and what do you do in the morning for yourself? And then if I'm a person who needs help, do I realize it, or do you realize it for me and reach out? How does that go?
Okay. About my schedule first. 7:45 a.m. sharp is when I wake up, because I have my pet, that is Murphy, my duty towards him. So we go for a good short walk. And once I'm back, my chai, my window, and myself. There's no compromise to it. There's no compromise to it. And after that, I make it a point to dedicate at least 20 minutes to myself alone. No talking with any of my family members also. Because that is my time to introspect what is happening, not yesterday or what is going to happen, not tomorrow, what is happening now.
No.
Where what people have actually forgotten is now. They only read it in books, but applying it is difficult.
True.
But you have to make an effort. It's like you can't sit outside a swimming pool and tell the coach, "Aap swimming kar lo, hum seekh lenge. We will learn."
We will learn.
You have to get in the pool.
Right.
So when a person, an entrepreneur, anybody for the matter of fact, my only request to you is sit with yourself for 20 minutes a day. And getting 20 minutes for yourself is not difficult. Chalo, you have a hard schedule. You can't do it in the mornings, their family chores, and afternoon, evening, even your night, 20 minutes just for yourself is not asking for too much.
Yeah. All right.
And see how things turn.
Yes, I think a lot of it depends on the time that you give. Like, this is something which I've read before also, that people are scared to be by themselves. And, you make phone calls, or you try to do something, or you have the TV on, or something you keep doing just because you don't want to let your thoughts kind of overtake you, which is exactly what you're saying. And I think in the last 1 year, we have been in a situation where we have to sit with ourselves or with people who we are very close to. There's no avoiding. There is.
That's one of the reasons I really salute COVID.
Right.
It has made people realize, come back to reality, guys.
Right. So after all this discussion about basically how a healing takes place for self, let us talk a little bit about the business factors, because some of my audience are young budding entrepreneurs, and some of my audience will be students who are listening to this and who would like to take inspiration from you. So tell me, as a person, what is it which made you decide that for yourself? Like you said, okay, now it is time to move and do something for myself, was the emotional part of it. What other things helped? Who were your mentors? Who were people who assisted you with this kind of a decision and supported you? Who was there around you? What was the environment like at that time when you
I
decided to go out on your own?
Okay, when I decided to go out on my own, I have got a couple of friends who I shared it with, who always used to tell me that, why don't you, who used to give me a push. Even I'm human, even I need a push. They motivated me. You have it and you take it ahead. There are a couple of friends who showed me the path.
Okay.
I mean, when I got into this field also, my first thing was, in fact, my very few first students, they were as young as 1, 3, 13. Who through music and counseling, I helped them drop substance abuse, drugs,
Wow.
and that was the biggest achievement.
That is really a wow. And first of all, people accepting that they are doing that and then reaching out, or you reaching out to them, I think that's some really commendable job that you have done. And I really appreciate that. That's a great thing. Thank you for sharing that with me. And so when you say counseling, music, is it music which you're using for counseling, or is it both? What kind of
I'll explain you
methods
the
do you
process.
use? Do you play? Actually, I wanted to ask you this earlier. Do you play instruments, or do you sing? What do you do with, when we say music, what do you do yourself? What is it which makes you happy?
Okay. Not everybody like to play a particular instrument, but
I
everybody
know, we
like to
figured that
dance.
out
We
before the
figured that
session.
out, right?
And
So,
just for the
yeah.
record, I realized that I like things which have rhythm in it. So when I said drums, tabla and all, which is like, it has very obvious rhythm in it, not that other music doesn't have. So I realized that as I was talking to you about myself.
Now let's look up one step more. We all have a rhythm in ourselves. It's high time we acknowledge that. So I use existing music, which we have. Okay. All respect to fantastic musician, composers, record labels, everybody. I use existing music. I pick and I blend music and I form structures or small snippets. Now, when you are come to me, number one, because of our stigma that we go through of dunyadari, what will the world think? You need to grow up. We have grown from a proper handset telephone to a smartphone. Why can't we grow with our own mindsets and take help? Because just a reminder, our mind is our own, not our neighbors. So I believe that our mental health is much more, should be on priority than our physical health. Because even your tummy ache, the signal comes from the mind.
Right.
So keeping that keeping that as a priority, I teach on a DJ console.
Okay.
The whole idea of you feeling that machine related to the thought process. See, everything is having a discipline also. Everything does have a discipline. So there is a lot of dedication to it of a lot of people who come here. I'm talking about all age groups. Now, the thing which we have in mind is, okay, who will go and play a DJ console at this age? Can I tell you one thing honestly? There was a lady in her 70s, early 70s, I would call it, late 60s. And she approached me because she had a passion of music in her college. And now that she is a chairman of a big company, a corporate company, she had like, I don't get time. And can you teach me? I said, please come. She used to come all the way with her driver, a 1 hour journey. And she should just spend about a good 1.5 hour playing music. And we should chat. That was a stress buster. See, music, we know for a fact it's a stress buster.
Of course.
But what is the point of breaking that stress just for that moment? Why can't we take it ahead?
Right.
And that can only happen when you went out. Maybe you, maybe me, maybe whoever. We need somewhere to vent. So when I talk about this session of 1.5 hours, it's a one-on-one session.
Okay.
And it's completely confidential because, and most importantly, I don't judge you.
Right.
Because music accepts you the way you are. And that is what I teach you. So it is a process. It's not an overnight kind of a thing. I'm not a doctor, so I don't talk medication at all. I'm not anywhere inclined to clinical. I'm a holistic approach. And I don't call myself a healer, because if I'm a healer, what will Jesus do? I use music as an instrument.
So I was quoting this recently, that man is an instrument of God. So in another scenario, and I think that is what you're helping, is getting the message across for people. And now that you mentioned your company is called Music, a Holistic Heal, tell me, what was the reason behind that name? Why did you choose that name? When you kept, what was it in your mind?
3 words. We are music. So can't that be our own heal? It's as simple as that. We are music. You are music.
Yes.
You are your own identity. You are beautiful the way you are. So that was my trigger of the name. That was my trigger.
Okay. So, and so there wasn't like, I mean, you didn't have to think too much. You just decided
It just came out. It just came. This is it. Yeah.
This is it. Great. Fantastic. And so we came across in a networking session, Facebook community group, as well as a WhatsApp group, through which, what are the other ways in which you tell people about what value you bring to them? What is your USP? How do you market yourself? Is a question which I'm very interested in, especially for my marketing and management students.
Okay. As we said, people are very hesitant. So it's like, I reach out wherever possible. I'm active on social media. That is, you're talking about Facebook, maybe Instagram, LinkedIn, of course.
So sorry to interrupt you. You have a page on all these? You have a Facebook page which is separate for the company, or through your profile from the company?
It's through my profile. I have one for my company. Okay. So it's like this. I mean, I don't have a dedicated person. You have to do this for me. And I do it when I feel like. Okay. Aaj mood hai, ek picture dal diya. At the same time, I put my personal photographs also, because we all have a life.
Yes.
So why can't we keep it black and white?
Not only that, nowadays, more and more, this is becoming very kind of an appropriate way of branding your own organization, is doing personal branding and the company, because you are your story. The company is your story. It is not some.
It is mine. Yeah, exactly. So this is the way I reach out. Now, there are many a times I make a small picture, a creative, and I just keep on randomly posting it in my certain groups, because you never know. And I request all people, please keep sharing it, because you never know who is that person who's probably sitting next to you and doesn't know where to reach out and is suppressed.
Right.
So this is the way I just try reaching out. And of course, it's word of mouth.
Right.
It's word of mouth. In fact, there are people who have confessed on how their journey with me, that is on music therapy, how has it helped them? And it's on my YouTube channel.
Amazing. So
people
you
have
have
spoken
a YouTube.
About it.
Yeah, you have a YouTube channel also, which you. So this is very interesting, and I'm sure it's going to come as no surprise to you that whatever the business, whatever industry people are in, word of mouth is always what really works.
Always. There's nothing beyond it. There's nothing beyond it.
Yeah, because nothing like a referral coming from a person, and that's what, like, how much ever people spend or they don't spend, word of mouth is something which is the most.
We just keep doing our work. We just keep doing our work with complete honesty towards yourself. Things will happen. And people are waking up, and I'm very happy. They are realizing the stress and anxiety which they are going through right now. Of course, it's tickling in.
Yeah. So at any given point, what was the minimum time which people spend with you in terms of hours or in terms of months? What is the minimum time somebody needs to spend with you to actually benefit from?
It's depending. It all depends on the gravity of the situation. I'm more in a better position to talk post the first session, which the duration is 1.5 hours. Post that, I could probably advise you whether you need 1 session enough, or you need 4, or you need 7, or you need 5, whatever, And usually I don't do sessions every day. because I give you time to introspect, because therapy is all about introspection. And yes, post even the sessions, I'm connected to my people whenever they want me. And as I said, okay, now let's talk it a hypothetical figure of, let's say, 8 sessions. So that spreads in a span of around 1.5 to 2 months. Let's say twice a week, or depending, thrice a week, or then gradually going down to once a week. You know, because my idea is I wanted independent you. I don't want you to be dependent on anybody.
So to give me some more clarity, Mr. Roshan, what happens during a session? A person comes to you, and then the music therapy is, you said you play snippets for them, and do they also, and you also teach them DJ to work on a DJ console? Do I understand that
It
correctly?
depends. Not everybody. Yeah, not everybody, of course, but as and how.
Yeah.
As I said, depending case to
and
case.
You're having a casual, and you're having a casual conversation with them, depend on when people are there, and listening to this music which you have curated for them specifically. So obviously it's very, very customized. Now, with the fact that we are online, how has this affected or influenced or changed your model of business?
I wouldn't call it change, but it's tweaked it also. Yeah. I've got connected with people all across the world where I do sessions on Zoom, where I basically give them a thought process, and of course with headsets, they are there, and I could share music online, the structures online with them. And I don't, you know, it's a lot of I would say an upswing, because people are approaching me from various countries. Anger. Right. Why is it happening? Depression, anxiety, phobias, fear. FEAR. The biggest word.
Yes.
Face it. This is what I teach us.
And so now, so actually virtual is not a barrier anymore. And
it's not a barrier at all.
Working with technology. Yeah, you were working with technology. So actually you have expanded your, what should I say, your portfolio a bit more. And like you said, you're growing across the world and stuff. That is it. So do you have dedicated sessions which you do, like where you are like, do you go live, Facebook Live or Insta Live? Do you do those kind of sessions also? Or is it very personalized?
I don't do, it's a personalized session. The reason is even my talk on Facebook, I avoid. The reason is because this is music as a therapy. Now, when you talk music, people talk of music as entertainment. Just the other day, in fact, somebody had called me up, somebody I know, and she was like, you know, it's entertainment. I said, okay, that's your perception. See, it's all depending on perceptions. So when a person is a one-to-one, he or she is coming to me with a lot of confidence. So I can't take that live. I will not.
Right.
Because I don't want to jeopardize that person, number one.
Yes.
I respect.
And the second thing, you don't want to generalize. Yeah, you don't want to generalize everybody's problem and say that.
See, because even now, let us
you don't want.
No, even let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. If I use my structure of music of, let's say, 7-8 tracks, which I've made a snippet, and I put it on Facebook, for an example, or anywhere, you as a viewer, you come at your given time, and you know, things like that. You're not going to follow it. There's no head, no tail for it.
Out of context, it will become like,
completely out of context.
Right. Correct.
So there's no head, no tail. You're going to say, why? Correct. This is so yuck. So it's a one-on-one, because then you are from the starting point.
Okay. So how do you upskill yourself? Have you taken any courses or done any kind of therapy learning sessions with instruments or with technology? What kind of upskilling do you do for yourself, or you have done from the time that you changed from event to this now?
Okay. I have done courses, yes, in my counseling, no doubt. I talk layman language. I don't garnish things. I choose to work for my residence, which is a comfort ambience, so that when you come to me when in person, you come as a friend. So when you go to an office space or a clinic, You're, as it is, surrounded with that stigma. So you kind of, get very hesitant. So my approach is different altogether. Now, let us say when a youngster comes to me, a teen, for an example, they can't join me or come to me provided permission from the parents. One of the session is very important for the parents and the youngster together. It is a compulsion because I want the entire family on the same page.
Okay.
Because music bonds families.
Correct.
And that is what we do. So talking about even the various, as you said, the courses or into how do I upscale myself or upskill myself? I spend time with my music, exploring different things on my music, and more often observation of what's happening around. Every second of the day is a learning process. Every second. Even that my pet, he's my teacher. I observe a lot of things beyond it.
They are our biggest teachers.
Yeah, because what I look at, what is when we talk about a word called spirituality, what is music? It's spirituality. Music, by the way, music doesn't have any religion.
Absolutely.
So when you're talking about the word Om or Amin or Amen, it's all derived from the same. The vibrations are all the same. So I don't give that to a youngster in words because probably because of this so-called lovely walking terrorist that we keep holding in our hand, 24 hours. They don't want to acknowledge reality. So I talk in layman language. Because what I say is come out of even that dependency of that 100% on your phone. It is a necessity today, but limit the timing. So when I even say limit the timing, forget everything. 20 minutes, keep it to yourself being an entrepreneur. You need to be on the phone throughout. Fair enough, I respect everything. But 20 minutes apne liye to nikalo.
20 minutes, definitely, yes. And I mean, to add on to it, if not 20, maybe at least 15 you will do. And then you may do 10, then you may reach 15 and 10, 20.
Oh,
so
yes.
It can be progressive.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, rather
it's
than,
just it's just with you, yeah.
Yeah, it's somewhere, you start somewhere. Something is better than nothing. And like you said,
so we do workshops. I do workshops for offices because there are companies who are actually coming ahead and doing sessions for their employees' mental health. Because there's a lot of abstract stress in everybody's life, and especially after this lockdown. Oh, it's grown tenfolds.
Yes.
So my sessions
totally agree
workshops are over there also. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. So that companies are realizing that, first of all, mental health itself was a taboo word. People have started accepting it. And the fact that companies are accepting that mental health is equally important as physical health.
That's a very good sign. That's a very good sign. That's a fantastic sign. Yeah.
Yes. And the minute insurance companies start including that in your, where you can claim, I think people will be even more, you don't need to go there, but at least you know that you have that available to you if required. I think that would also be a great sign. And then for the fact that the music is something which has no language, no barriers of gender or age or anything. I think you're doing a great job by letting people feel for themselves, reflect on themselves. I think it's an amazing concept that you have. And like you said, it's holistic and you heal yourself. Like, I mean, it's not, you're not promising anybody that you're going to heal them. People just heal themselves.
Of course.
Is there any mantra which you go by and which you would recommend to youngsters or entrepreneurs or to anybody out there who's listening? Is there something which you would recommend to them? And some mantra which you go by. So two things which I would like to ask before we wrap up.
I would only recommend, in fact, before I even start recommending, let me just put one point of my work. I'm old school thought. That's what youngsters say. Our parents taught us work hard. The youngsters today say, we've got everything on our palm, so let's work smart, forget working hard. Music therapy teaches you to work real. so that you are in a position to, differentiate when do you need to work hard or when do you need to work smart. So it upskills you over there, independent. My only mantra to myself, and what I would ask everybody just to repeat: life is simple, let's not complicate it.
That's wonderful.
In fact, let me put a different word to it. Life is simple, it's we who only complicate it.
That's very well put, and the fact is that things, when kept simple, can help you resolve them also easily. What you said is very true. We complicate things. So thank you so very much on that note, and I'll meet you offline. Thank you so much once again for joining me all the way from Mumbai, Mr. Roshan Mansukhani, with your company, Music, a Holistic Heal. I wish you all the very best, and I hope your music spreads far and wide and this message reaches more people. Let's keep it simple.
God
Thank
bless.
you for now.
Thank you.
And bye-bye.